There are some symbols that are just so pure, so tied to childhood and joy that we never even think to question them. We trust them. But what happens when that trust is completely shattered? When a symbol of innocence gets twisted into a marker for absolute terror? And with that one line, Jo Nesbø just perfectly sets the stage. See, the first snow isn't this gentle, beautiful blanket. No. It's an invasion, a silent, cold force that comes to change everything. All right, let's dive in. But I gotta warn you, we're not just reviewing a book today. Oh, no. We are opening a case file. We're launching an investigation into a deep psychological anomaly from one of the darkest corners of crime fiction. Okay, so here are the vitals, the basic details of the file. The title is The Snowman, author Jo Nesbø, genre is Nordic noir, a psychological thriller, published way back in 2007. And the target audience, well, this isn't for someone looking for a simple whodunit. This is for someone who's ready for a deep, dark, atmospheric descent. So here's the crucial thing, the main idea. The horror here isn't just about the murders themselves, it's about the weaponization of innocence. The killer doesn't just leave a body, he leaves a snowman. This grotesque parody of childhood joy, just staring back at the house where a mother has just vanished. And this is the question that's right at the heart of our entire investigation. When you can no longer trust the familiar, the innocent, what in the world is left to trust? Let's move on to the evidence and really see how this all builds. We're going to treat key moments from the text not as plot points, but as exhibits, evidence in this psychological investigation. Exhibit A. A simple question, right? Posed to a child whose mother is missing. Who made the snowman? His answer? I don't know. Well, that's the ice-cold draft. That's the moment this turns from a missing person case into an absolute nightmare. The snowman wasn't built by the family. It was placed there, an intruder, hiding in plain sight. And let me be clear, this is not random. This is a calculated psychological attack. The killer knows, he understands, that the deepest kind of terror comes from corrupting the safest places, the purest symbols. He's turning a family home into a tomb and a child's toy into a tombstone. Now, this next piece of evidence. This points us directly to the motive. We're not looking at some kind of mindless violence here. This is a deeply personal, frozen rage. The roots of this evil, they're not supernatural. They're found in childhood trauma, a betrayal that never, ever thawed. So what you have to understand is that every single murder is a ritual. It's a desperate, horrific attempt to replay and somehow control a memory that completely shattered him. He isn't just killing women. He is punishing his own past over and over again and forcing the whole world to watch the horror that was once his and his alone. So who hunts a monster like this? Let's shift our focus. Let's flip the file and look at the investigator, Detective Harry Hole, and really examine the psychological toll this case takes on him. This right here is the key to understanding the detective. Harry Hole is, himself, a collection of wounds. And his ability to understand the killer, to empathize with where that pain comes from, well, that's his greatest tool. But it's also the very thing that's dragging him down into the abyss. See, he doesn't just chase the killer from a distance. He starts to understand him on a level that terrifies everyone around him, and frankly, himself. This investigation becomes a battle for his own soul, because in hunting the snowman, he's forced to confront the darkness that's living inside of him too. So, after all of this, after this deep dive into darkness, what's the ultimate takeaway? What is the final chilling revelation that this case file leaves us with? And there it is, the profound, unsettling thesis of this entire investigation, that real justice, it isn't just about catching the monster. It's about understanding the innocent child that the monster used to be, because evil isn't just born, it's made. The final lesson from this case file is a terrifying, but honestly a practical warning system. Number 1, document patterns that seem off. Evil loves to hide in coincidences. 2, trust your gut. Act on that instinctive unease, especially when logic is trying to reassure you. And 3, question comfort symbols. Always beware when something innocent is being used to make you lower your guard. Okay, let's pull back now. Time to close the file and deliver the final verdict. A clinical assessment of its contents and its impact.
Our final assessment of this case file is a 7.9 out of 10. Now, that is a powerful and significant score in the psychological thriller genre, but it's the complexities that keep it just shy of a perfect 10. Let's break down exactly why.
So let's break it down. Content quality gets a very high 8.2 for its immense psychological depth. For practical application, it gets a 7.8 because of its chilling real-world lessons on manipulation. Writing clarity, a 7.5. The narrative is brilliant, but it's also incredibly dense. For research quality, we're giving it an 8.0 for its unflinching look at the mechanics of trauma. And finally, its impact potential is a very, very strong 8.5. This is the kind of story that will stay with you long after you close the file. So our final feedback is this. The Snowman is an absolute masterclass in tension and dread. It is not for the faint of heart. It is a demanding, dark, but deeply rewarding investigation for anyone who is prepared to look straight into the abyss. Now, if this investigation has captured your attention and you're ready for more, there are other case files out there that explore similar dark territories. We highly recommend Stieg Larsson's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It has that same exploration of trauma and corruption in a really cold climate. Also check out Tana French's In the Woods, where, a lot like Harry Hole, the detective finds his own past dangerously tangled up in his current case. And that concludes this briefing. But as you know, there are always more files to open. To join us for our next deep dive, make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow us for daily evidence briefs. The investigation never stops.